All right, you. I had to write down today um, all of the stuff that is on my mind because it's so much. So if I jump around a little bit today, forgive me. Um, First of all, I wanted to start off with an apology. Um, Scott Parker, who is a very good friend of mine, was also the guy who, when I had high blood pressure, and I still have high blood pressure, but when I was 17 points from diabetes and had sleep apnea, he was the trainer that literally saved my life. Me and him, I dropped down 56 pounds in 2 months, and he literally saved my life. And so I wanted to apologize to my fans, and especially about my rapid weight gain. I've been on it. Like, I've been moving and moving and moving, and a lot of pressure in the things that I do. So I really hadn't been on my square like I'm supposed to be. And I apologize to you guys for that, because I'm a symbol to a lot of people. I used to try to fight that and act like I wasn't, but I am a symbol of inspiration and hope to a certain group of people. And so I told y'all this before, the rapper Coke Boomaye from out of Jackson, Mississippi, he told me that, man. He's like, bro, a lot of people change their life because of you. And although you speak knowledge and you inspire people with your words, you also inspire people with your being. So it's up to you to make sure you stay in shape. People can't afford to see you get fat. And he's right about that. Even though I had an excuse at the time because I was sick, there is no excuse for it now. So I apologize, and today I'm back on it, and it's my hope to never be in that position again. Also, I was watching this white dude on YouTube who said something so amazing. He said black people are not ready for revolution. He said they're too fat. He said they're giving you guys unhealthy food, alcohol, and drugs, and y'all got fat. He said y'all not ready for no true revolution. Y'all not ready for a real movement. You're not in shape. He said look at people historically who have won revolutions and who have truly been at war. Like, they were skin and bones. They had a reason to fight. They were hungry. You understand what I'm saying? Literally hungry, not mentally hungry. Physically hungry. Like, they needed to get it or they would die. So I just wanted to talk to you guys about that really quick. Moving on. I saw something that really bothered me, and I try not to focus on, checking black folks too much, because I think that we're fighting something so much bigger than that. That's why I don't get into it with rappers. That's why I don't speak on stuff when rappers speak about, certain things that I disagree with, because I really personally think that those are distractions. But I saw this Popeyes chicken commercial that really bothered me with Jerry Rice. And I seen a lot of people commenting on it. And I want to say something that I saw that was a bigger problem. Besides the big ass biscuit and the helmet with the piece of chicken on it, was that somebody had to write that. Popeyes felt comfortable enough to want to put that out to the black community and to the world at large. I have a bigger problem with that. The lady who's that's in all of the Popeyes commercials now, she's a black woman. She saw that. I know that as an actor, sometimes we see stuff in movies and we'll all get together as a collective and it's like, yo, that didn't feel right. Like, she didn't see that, what made, because it was two black people in that commercial, and I know that there was some other black people on set, or some other black people that worked for Popeyes at a corporate level that had to know that that was a problem. That's a bigger problem to me, because with some of these superstars, especially when it comes to athletes, they have been such a cash cow for white sports programs for so long that they don't really know racism. You know, I see a lot of these analysts, football analysts and basketball analysts, who are clueless, but they're clueless for a reason. Like, white people have always loved on them from elementary to junior high to high school, because they've always been a cash cow for their sports programs. And these sports programs are, they're connected to each other. You know, the scouts know the high school coaches, and so they've been loving on these black kids who are exceptional in sports for a very long time. So you know, with people being that great, that's why they're awkward, because they've always been practicing. They've always been on the basketball court or the football court. So, you know, they're not good friends. In a lot of cases, they're not good teammates. They don't know how to talk and deal with each other, especially in basketball. That's why a lot of them don't know how to fight. They never had to. They've always been on the basketball court, you know. So when I see a lot of them that we get mad at, I know a lot of them don't know any better, because they've never felt racism, because they've always been in their bubble and have been protected by white supremacy, because they've made the system so much money. So when I saw that commercial, the bigger problem to me was Popeyes. So I wonder, will black folks, you know, separate from Popeyes is the question. It's the bigger question. You know, all right. The other thing that I want to talk about, and I spoke about this before, and I think this is so very, very, very important to me, is, and my people who hear me speak a lot, hear me talk about Don Miguel Ruiz a lot, and he had this book called The Mastery of Love. And in the book, he said that God doesn't need your help, because if God is what we think God is everything. So God doesn't need you to be an evangelist for he, she, or it. God doesn't need you to fight a war if God has all power. But a lie does. A lie needs an evangelist. A lie needs someone to speak for it and about it every day. A lie needs to go to war with other countries to expand its influence. And I said, and it made me think about this. It's no different than fire. Fire doesn't have to convince you that it's hot. Walk your ass over there and touch it if you want to. So I connect that with even our leaders, and I need you guys to be very careful with this. People who are accepted by America, and that's pushed by America, and that who America allows to, and its media allows them to spread their commentary, unless there's someone like Malcolm, someone like Muhammad Ali, somebody like Tupac, who they were so in touch with black people and black culture that white culture had to accept them because black people were so in love with them. Outside of people like that, if America is pushing them, it's something that's not right about them. You know, one thing that's happening in America right now that I need you guys to be very conscious of, in my personal opinion, I don't know it all, but our black leaders are really showing who they are. You know, I'm watching like everywhere from YouTube to commercials to music, all these people that black people have historically followed and women love, and they take advice from these people. They're showing you who they are. I mean, clearly. And the thing that I don't understand about our people, we are the most, we forgive more than anybody. Black folks forgive everybody but themselves. or other black people or other gang members. We, you know, a white cop kill an innocent black kid. Our grandmama, who we gonna let God handle it? Who we just gonna pray for him? But let a black person kill somebody in their family. Y'all need to go over there and kill that nigga right now. You know? So will we hold these people for accountable in the future? Will we remember how they doing us right this moment? And I've been very, very slow to speak. I've been very slow to get on TV during these times, because I really think this is a purging period as it pertains to black leaders. So I'm being still. I'm keeping my mouth shut. But black people, we have to hold these people accountable. We have to stop funneling our money their way. We have to start holding people accountable for the things that they do. You know? And I think there has to be a point where people almost have to feel like their life is counting on it. If you don't fight for black folks, and I said this about one of our leaders a little while back, like, you don't have to speak on black issues. Stay over there with your white folks. That's cool. I don't have no problem with that. Get your money. But don't speak on black politics and black issues when it's the hot topic. Like, you just stay over there and get your money. I don't have no problem with that if that's what you do. But don't use our people. And that's a transition to one of the other things that I want to talk about. I want to talk about our art. There's something that I have a problem with in people who work with me, especially on movies that are produced and directed and written by black people. I'm very serious on set. And the reason is because I see a lot of great black actors when they're on white sets or when they're on these multi-million-dollar movies. They're so professional and they speak like this and they're always on time, and you know. And when they're on a black set, they play and they late, and you know, they're not about their business. And I take black film and black music and black topics and black subjects more serious than I do anything else, because they have to do with our image. I was working on a film recently, and I asked the producers if I could interject a few things on the behalf of black men, because black people, people look at us and what we are now, but they never take into account, like I talked about yesterday, what we had to go through. So I asked them if I could add a few lines for the men, and I didn't do it in front of everybody. I pulled him to the side, and he said, "Please, David Banner, we didn't even think about that." You know, and the way that they rush black black films, and they shoot black films from anywhere from 5 to 21 days, and you know, makeup is an art. You know, lighting is an art. Those things take time. And we're gonna have to have some type of pride when it comes to us, because corporate people don't care whether black people can act or not. They care about the people who can put asses in the seats, and that's it. That's all they care about. They don't care about the quality of black film. They just want to get out as much black media as they possibly can. And because we have been fed bullshit for so long, I don't know if y'all heard me say this on Twitter. There was a man who had ate shit all of his life, and they gave him a steak when he was 20, and he was like, "What's this bullshit?" You know, we've been fed bullshit so much that we cool with it. I mean, I told y'all a while back about how I had some addictions that I had to get over. But every now and then, I'll go and see what's going on Pornhub every now and then. You know what I'm saying? It's a lonely night, and we need a little jerkins for the jerkin. But I even watch, like, even when I check out porn, it's like, when it's black porn, they just cut on the camera, and black folks are just fucking. That's it. But if you look at the white porn, there's transition and lighting, and you know, it's a concept to it. It's art. But when you go to the black section of Pornhub, it's just a whole bunch of fucking. No art to it at all. And that may be a risque point, but it still proves what I'm saying even more. But we have to have pride in what we're doing. We have to say no. It was a film that I was working on, and since I wouldn't cut my hair off, there's some things that I needed to do to my hair, and I told him, I was like, we need time. Like, we have to look right. So you guys, like, we have to make sure. It's similar to me with mixing and mastering. You know, I don't care if all our music is MP3 now and it's a lower quality. I'm gonna master my music right. You know, I've actually spent close to $10,000 in just mixing and mastering the God Box. You know, because it just didn't sound as great as the music did. Like, the mixing was perfect, but the mastering just, and I had someone to master my album who's one of the best, he masters for some of the greatest people in the whole world ever, but it just didn't fit the God Box. So I'm remastering my album again. And it has nothing to do with you all. It has to do with how I feel about my music, regardless of whether it sells 1 million or 1 copy. There's just a certain way that I feel that music should sound. And we just have to have some etiquette. Regardless, don't worry about them. Don't worry about other folks. Just how do black people feel about their art, about themselves, and about their politics? You know, I heard Tariq say something that was real dope when it came to Obama. He was like, every time we ask people about whatever Obama done for us, we got to go through a whole book and be like, oh, well, they did. Like, no. Other parts of his constituency can tell you exactly what they got, whether it was $12 million worth of reparations for a war that America had nothing to do with, you know, whether it's laws, whether it's support. It's something that they can write down. Like, we're gonna have to stop being, so kind when it comes to the state of our people and what they do for us and to us, you know. So let me see if there was anything else on my list. No, I think that was it, y'all. There was a whole bunch of things that I just wanted to say to you guys today. And you know, I was telling people, like, if you look at a Trump follower, whether you like them or not, they don't really give a fuck whether Trump is right or not. There's certain agendas and there's certain codes and certain ethics that they live by. And they don't give a fuck how much money you have. You black or you Democrat, whatever you may end up being, they don't really give a fuck about right and wrong. And black folks we are some of the most right and wrong people, and we are the fucking victims. I say that all the time, man. We talk about peace all the fucking time, but we getting our ass kicked. Our children are dying, and we the first one talking about peace and hope and forgiveness. Oh, I don't hear that bullshit. You know? So, you know, that's and love, I see what you're saying, but that wasn't something that was specifically for black folks, love. There we go picking again. If there was a law that affected all people and not black people specifically, you still got nothing out of being a constituent. It's called group thinking, love. So stop picking. And I love y'all, and I appreciate y'all. And again, like I said in my God Box lecture series, you don't have to, I don't want you to believe what I say. You know, the thing that I told y'all about the truth just is. And if I'm telling the truth, it's going to be that way. I don't care what you believe in. I don't care whether you like what I say or not. Just if you see it to be true in your research and every day that you live. I got an opportunity to talk to my cousin today, and I was telling him how proud I was, because my little cousin, he used to didn't give a fuck about nothing but money, drugs, and women. And he's so conscious now, and I told him how proud I was of him, and he told me, he was like, cousin, the stuff that you said kept hitting me in the face. And he said, as a man, it was just the truth, and I had to deal with it, you know, whether I liked it or not. And if you woke or you conscious at all, if you can't deal with the truth, then what type of man are you? And I was so proud of him. So I'm only giving you what has changed my life and what has worked for me. And you know, food is very important. If your temple is not right, then it's hard for you to comprehend some of these abstract terms and things that happen in your life. You know, if you have fake food in your body, if you're high or drunk, you know, if you're overweight, you know, you can't get the proper signals, you can't get the proper message if your temple is not right. You know, spiritually, you know, if we're dealing with lies and things that are not true, it's hard for you to comprehend when the oppressor has your spirit and your mind encapsulated. You know, if you're waiting on this afterlife that may or may not exist, that's not up to me. And they're getting their heaven right now. If the same people who gave you these things that hold us back, why don't they act like that? You know, just think about it. I'm out. Pre-order the God Box. I'm gonna try to finish this last song today and get it on out here. And hopefully I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. I love you. My name is David Banner. I don't care what you think about me. Just think.